Jesus was healed of his deadly wounds, but he was not healed of his scars. The scar became a testimony of God's ability to heal. When Jesus rose from the dead, he was healed of his deadly wounds, but God did not take the scars away. We want complete restoration where nobody knows we ever had an issue. We want such restoration that nobody knows that our perfect lives were not perfect. We want everybody to think that we have the picture-perfect family, the picture-perfect marriage, the picture-perfect life, and there has nothing because of my great faith ever come to my home. Scars are a testimony of God's ability to heal deadly wounds. Scars mean this is what I overcame. This is how bad it was, and this is how good God has healed me. And I'm not ashamed of my scars. And Jesus walked into the upper room after he rose from the dead, and he said, some people need to see my scars like Thomas, or they'll never believe.
God is able to mend broken hearts, broken homes, broken hopes, broken health, broken joy. It doesn't matter what it is. Jesus came to heal broken people. Amen? How many of us would be included in that promise? We're all broken. We're all dysfunctional. And I'm so thankful for the good news of the gospel that he heals us and then uses us to help other broken people.
In Genesis chapter 3 specifically, you have the account of where sin entered the earth. We call it the fall of mankind. God had given Adam and Eve instructions, and then on the scene comes Satan. He wants to derail the plan of God. He wants to take us captive. So how does he do it in the Garden of Eden in Genesis chapter 3? Does he do it with a gun? He doesn't even use intimidation. What does he use? He uses a thought, which is a lie. Satan comes to Eve and he says, did God really say? Those are the first words Satan spoke to mankind. Did God really? Is that really true what God said? And with that thought, which was a lie, because remember, the devil cannot defeat you until he disarms you.
Right now, what are you fighting? What are you fighting for? What are you fighting against? Because we're broken people living in a broken world, which means we're all fighting something. It's just how life works until heaven. For some of you, maybe it's, I'm fighting for freedom from things like anxiety and depression and insecurity, loneliness and self-doubt. For some of you, maybe you're fighting for a loved one, for them to experience some freedom, for them to find Jesus, for them to experience life change. Maybe some of you are praying about starting a family. Maybe some of you are fighting to keep a family together, fighting for your marriage, fighting for a dream, fighting against the diagnosis, whatever it is. Like, this is us, right? And what happens is life happens and we get tired, and sometimes we get discouraged, and sometimes we get frustrated. And what we're tempted to do is, if not permanently, at least temporarily, just sort of give up. I'm just done. I'm done praying for this because look, nothing's happening. I'm done trying to trust God because look around, it's not working. I'm done believing that he's got something. I'm done trying to obey. I'm done giving, serving, showing up, inviting people to church, sharing my faith, sharing my story, taking what God has given me in my life and turning around and trying to make a difference in this world and share it with somebody else. Like, nothing's going my way, I'm done. You ever felt that? I know I have. And Paul's writing to Timothy because that's exactly how Timothy feels. He's struggling. Stop it. You were not given a spirit of fear. That word actually means cowardice. It says, Timothy, stop. Stop acting like a coward. God put a fighter spirit inside of you. Now, you don't have a spirit of fear, but power, love, and a sound mind. Now, if you want to experience the plans that God has for you, you're gonna have to do what I did. And it starts with this: fight the fight. He says, I have fought the good fight. Timothy, fight the fight. It's gonna be a fight, but you can do this. Fight the fight. Finish the race. I have fought that fight and I have finished the race. Paul says, listen, because there's opposition and because you're human, there's going to be times when you want to quit. And he says, but you can choose not to. You can choose to finish. A lot of people start, very few finish. He said, you want to experience everything God has for you? You got to decide. I know I'm stepping into opposition because I got a fighter spirit inside of me, and I can't choose whether or not I experience opposition, but I can choose whether or not I quit. I'm going to finish this race. Do not become weary in doing good, for at the proper time, you will reap a harvest if you do not give up.
In God's hands, no script is predictable. No storyline is inevitable. No outcome is certain. Don't let the middle of the story confuse you. Don't be thrown off. Don't be thrown off because you can't see the ending. And what you expected to happen has not happened. God is writing history, and God is in charge of history. So just keep praying. Keep trusting. Your story's not finished.
I'm getting up.
Surely we can learn to compare our thoughts to the Word of God. And if what we think does not line up with what God said, we can say, I refuse to think that. That is not my thought, and I am not going to take ownership of it. The more you think about something, the more it becomes a part of you. And you're going to think about something anyway, so you might as well think about something that's going to do you some good and produce some good fruit in your life.
Two words that I believe have the power to transform your life, transform your health, transform your happiness, transform your success, transform your relationship with other people and your walk with God. And they're just two real simple words. The words, thank you. And I want to tell you here today that there is power in gratitude.
Where are you fighting God for control in your life right now? If you're like me, if you're like most of us, there's an area or two at least where we're still fighting with God for control. It may be that God's calling you to let go of something. Maybe it's something bad. Maybe there's a sin in your life that God's calling you to let go. Maybe it's something good that you're holding on to, and He says, I've got something better for you, but you're going to have to trust me. You're going to have to let me rule. And we're fighting Him for control. And so when we have those places in our lives where we're fighting God for control, we have to learn to let go and trust Him.
Every day, the priority of our life ought to be time we spend alone with Him, being quiet. And a good time to do that's when you start the day out. You cannot go in to work, wherever you work, forgetting God.
You ought to get up in the morning and say, God, I want to know you and love you more. I have done this every single morning of my life for decades. I don't get out of bed in the morning before I do this. I sit on the edge of my bed before my feet touch the ground, and I just say this, Dear God, it's another day. And if I don't get anything else done today, I want to know you a little bit better, and I want to love you a little bit more. And if at the end of the day, that life sucked, that day sucked, everything went wrong, it was terrible, I sinned, there were mistakes, there were all kinds of grief and problems and difficulties. If at the end of the day, I know God a little bit better and love Him a little bit more, I didn't waste that day. On the other hand, it doesn't matter how many things you accomplish, how many things you achieve, how famous you become, how much money you make, if at the end of each day, you don't know God a little bit better and love Him a little bit more, you just wasted that day.
You know, we don't make enough decisions for ourselves. To be honest, we let the devil make too many of them. He comes and whispers in your ear very early in the morning, this is going to be a lousy day, you feel bad, you this, that, reminds you of all your problems. But you can say, no, I've decided that this is going to be a good day. I've decided that I'm going to enjoy everything no matter what. And every day say, God, I believe that you're going to take care of this. Let your attitude be, if anything good can happen today, it will, and it will happen to me. Let's make a decision today and ask God to help us to be positive, to talk positive. Don't ignore your problems, but you can even find a positive way to talk about your problems. Yeah, I've got a big problem, but I've got a big God.
I'm pleading with you today, whatever God is trying to do in your life right now, even if you don't understand it, don't run away from it. Trust God, let Him do what He wants to do in you so you can have the life that He really wants you to have.
A grateful heart is the treasure of God. What's the only thing you can give Him that He didn't already have? A grateful heart. A grateful heart. He don't need your money. He don't need you to work for Him. Every moment in your life, from the moment you wake up till the moment you lay your head on the pillow at night and all during the night.
Thanksgiving is not just a response of thanks when something goes your way or you're granted a favor. You see, true Thanksgiving is not an outside formality. It's an inside reality. It's your default. True Thanksgiving is a default, and it's not something done for you, it's something done inside of you.
We all woke up today, but how many of us thanked God for it? Let's take an assessment of our prayer life for a second. What percentage of my prayers are complaints? How much of my time speaking to God is offering thanksgiving out of a heart of gratitude or complaining out of a heart of bitterness and insecurity? We should be grateful to Jesus for everything because we don't deserve anything.
Surrender means not my way, but God's way. I wonder what God would call you to surrender today. I wonder if God's already speaking to you and calling you to surrender something to Him. And it's time to say to God, God, not my way, but your way. I surrender this to you. I'm going to be real and open and honest about this struggle, and I'm going to get through it with you. I'm not going to try to do it on my own anymore.
Are you going through uncertain times right now? Are you troubled about the future? The fear and the apprehension leaves as I put it back in His hand and say, well, Lord, I am yours. I know you're in control of these situations. And though I don't know why yet, Lord, I trust you. And I'm confident that you have a plan and a purpose far beyond anything that I can see.
Don't worry about the people that God has removed from your life. He heard conversations you couldn't hear. He saw things you didn't see.
2 Corinthians 1:4, God comforts us in all our troubles so that we can comfort others with the same comfort we receive from God. God uses our pain to help others. God does not want you to waste a hurt.
They shifted their attention from the winds and the waves and the storm to Jesus. They recognized we can't handle this by ourselves. There's nothing we can do. We better wake up Jesus. When storms come, never forget, Jesus is in the boat with you. Jesus is in your boat.
I love that thought. You see, God is in the business of using broken people, lost people, lame people. He's in the business of taking them and changing them and teaching them how to fish for people, to find those lost souls who want to be found, who are ready to change their life.